Hello and welcome to the January update from the Tau team. You're here with me, Fola. Before we get into it, please subscribe to our channel for a chance to win some Tau merch, like the tee I'm wearing right now. And also because it helps YouTube's algorithm know that we are good content, so that helps us grow the channel. And you want to see our community grow, and we want to see it grow as well. So yeah, please subscribe, and you could be in with a chance to win some Tau merch. So without further ado, I'll pass it over to Karim for his overview this month.
After the New Year's vacation, the team has come back in full force and hit the ground running. Juan and Luca are working on the theoretical side. They had a few assignments from Ohad, who himself came up with quite a few milestones actually that he's discussing with the academic panel. But Juan has been looking at temporal logics and how they apply to Tao's requirements. And Luca was assigned a few tasks, like I said, on the theoretical side, looking at BDDs, star-free languages, but also on monadic second order logic, which is something that you'll probably hear about quite a bit from now on, abbreviated as MSO, so monadic second order logic. So he's also worked on checking weak MSO and without the use of automata. Also, he looked at topology of infinite binary trees and stone spaces. So a lot of very theoretical tasks, but things that will definitely come to fruition when we go to or implement our logic, basically. So Umar and Tomasz, on the other hand, have made a ton of progress on implementing and integrating the early parser into TML. We're looking at making that part of the TML 1.0 release. So the early parser is now embedded into the TML runtime and is able to generate parse trees for TML, not only for TML, but for any context-free language. So TML will be able to, in the future, parse any context-free languages. We're able to, or they're able to generate parse trees for the grammar and generate the TML facts from it, as well as TML raw programs for future execution within the TML environment. More specifically, Tomasz also worked on exporting databases to CSVs, which is functionality that was there, but he cleaned that up. And together with Umar, like I was saying earlier, worked on the right format for parse forests, created transformation also for the parse forest, which is going to be a core feature of TML going forward for implementing the Internet of Languages. So we're getting close to wrapping up the early parser into the TML runtime environment. Andre, on the Agoras Live side, continued working on the testing and deployment of Agoras Live, but thankfully, one feature that I'm very happy about, he added MetaMask wallet support and Agoras Live. So that'll be super helpful for all the ERC20 people who use MetaMask instead of the other wallet. I forgot what it was called. And last but not least, we have a new member of the team. His name is David. He hails from Madrid, and you'll hear from him today. We're onboarding him in our development process. And as usual, with new developers, we want them to get their hands dirty with binary decision diagrams, or BDDs, because that's what TML is all about. So he's been studying BDDs and doing his own implementation of BDDs so he can appreciate the way they work. He's also been familiarizing himself with the TML source code, the ins and outs of it. And Yeah, he started looking at his first tasks that have to do with optimizations of representation of BDD tasks. So he's already, just in 2 weeks, he's already up to speed and contributing new features as well. You'll hear more in detail from David a little bit later. That's it for the overview, and I'll let each member of the team give you their update.
Thank you very much, Karim. As always, very detailed. I will now pass it over to Professor Christophe Bensmuller for his update for the month.
Yeah, that's me. Hello, everybody. Actually, I've been sick for 1.5 weeks. Unfortunately, Corona hunted me as well. But I'm back and will be continuing working from now on. In the beginning of the month, I was first actually looking at that was still over Christmas and early January. On examples in PDL, also one of the logic formats we discussed earlier on, and extended it with formula assignment and controlled consistency predicate in order to address some of the problems we discussed earlier on in the academic panel in December. That work was then uploaded also on the Slack channel as a paper, and sources are available as well for rapid prototyping in Isabel, so that one could look at it. That informed a bit some work by Luca as well in the middle of this month. But so far we haven't continued further in that direction. As far as I know, I have missed now a week or something like that. I also encoded the theory files called modal NSO in Isabel and investigated them. They have been discussed on the research channel on Slack. They are available as rapid prototype implementations. One can look at them and check how these logics behave by playing with them. And then in parallel, I also studied some of these papers, books on automata theory, MSO, we have heard about it, and dived into some of these connections, which is partly also new to me. So I'm so far not an expert on automata theory. I also try to reach out to some interested students, because I think in that area we have room for even student projects. But that also didn't go any further now since I was slowed down. That's it for the moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Bensmuller. And I'll pass it over to Luca for his updates for the month.
Thank you, Fowler, and hello everyone. So as Professor Bensmuller has already mentioned, I also participated in the discussion around logical specification with side effects as last year, and we discussed a formalism which was in my mind for some time, which turned out a bit too easy and not expressive enough for the consensus that we want to check in this logical framework, but nevertheless it gave me some new insights on how to think about the topic, and I got definitely something out of it, and I hope that the input was also good for the discussion we enjoy every week. And from then on, I assisted in research questions that O had posted. So for example, like Karim mentioned, we were looking a lot into monadic second order logic lately. So there's another concept which is called monadic second order logic, which is like a way how to get to certain or how to get monadic second order logic over certain let's call it objects. So we investigated there a bit what this area is about. Then there was the idea in what sense BDDs and star-free languages with back references are different or similar. So I invested there, spent some time investing. And then for decidability proofs for Boolean algebras, we got interested in stone spaces, and there the topology. And one example, the topology of the infinite binary tree played a role. And so I dove into this a little bit, and I'm now familiarizing myself with the theory of stone spaces. For those interested, every Boolean algebra can be associated with a unique topological space, which is called its stone space. And there's a whole dualism arising there, which is pretty cool. And like I said, this will help understanding some decidability results. And then something I've been working on just this week is that we found out that there's an algorithm apparently for checking weak monadic second order logic on inductive structures without the use of automata. And so I tried to construct an example which shows how this algorithm works. And this will be an ongoing work for the next month. So thank you for listening, and I will give it back to Folga.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, Luca. I'll pass it over to Tomasz for his update for the month.
Thank you, Fola, and hello, everyone. This month, I fixed the node feature of dumping resulting database to CSV files when requested by the CSV command line option. I've removed all transformations of TML into various logic programming languages. These transformations are going to be redone after the new parser is fully integrated. Regarding parsing, I've cooperated with Umar on the right format for the parse forest, so it is accessible to TML programmer. I've created a program in TML as a first example of transformations of parse forest, which is produced by the new parser using grammar defined in TML. I continue on working integrating the new parser into TML so it can be used for transformations of TML programs by TML itself. And last and not least, I've also created a pull request of definition file of Agoras ERC20 token into the firmware of Trezor. So this pull request is waiting for approval. So that's all from me this month.
Thank you very much, Tomasz. I'll pass it over to Juan for his update for the month.
On my side, I've been mainly focused on studying and doing some experiments with the temporal logics as a mean of supporting some of the requirements for the tau system. So that was we reached to some initial presentation during this week to be reviewed by Professor Franconi and Ohad, so to keep the discussion on over this aspect of the system, which involves the, let's say, mainly handling the sequences of events that the system needs to handle and what the actual end users will be able to specify. In this particular aspect, I've been testing with state-of-the-art tools, some of them coming from the hardware engineering community and others coming from actual the formal specification and logic community. With let's say with the it's not good news, but with the impression that these tools are still not enough to handle Tau's requirements, and they actually have some not serious limitation, but for the end user of anyone interacting with these kind of systems, it gets very hard to get the input in proper way. So that brings us that brings me to the relevance of the parsing system, the parsing aspect of any system like Tau. Where in TML it's actually one of the main focus nowadays, the parsing system and the type system. So both components or aspects of the language are fundamental in order to provide end user experience, a good and satisfying end user experience. It's mainly research work today, but we will be trying to port these findings into actual features of TML in the middle term. So that was my quick update.
I'll pass it over to David. I mean, David's only been here for 2 weeks, so his update will be short and sweet, I imagine. But David, tell us what you've been up to for your past 2 weeks at the Tau project.
Thanks, Fola. Hi, everyone. I've been working in a BTD implementation. It's done. I'm working on testing it. I'm also have been taking a look to the source code of TML to get an idea of the different pieces, how it works, and so on. And also I've been thinking in my first task, which is related to some optimizations in the representation of PDD inside DAO, inside DML. So that's what I've been doing this couple of weeks. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much, David. Very much appreciated. And I'll pass it over to Andre for his update on Agoras Live, I imagine.
From my side, I continue testing the Agoras Live platform. I've run into some minor issues. For example, user files were saving the wrong way. They were saving the old way on the front end, and I moved them the correct way of saving via special adapter. They're saving on the back end now, and via the same adapter we will save user files such as pictures, documents, whatever, in decentralized storage, for example on IPFS. Also, I've run into some issues on the mobile view page. The mobile menu was not working. I fixed that. Also, just not to waste time, I implemented MetaMask wallet, now supported by Agoras Live platform, and you can log in with your MetaMask wallet to the Agoras Live platform, and I will show you how it looks like this.
Here we have our Agoras Live front page. Let's go straight to login page. Now it has not only Fortmatic, as you can see, but also MetaMask. Let's connect our MetaMask wallet. Find the message sent from Agoras Live, and we logged in with our MetaMask wallet. Let's go straight to our wallet to see the balance of our MetaMask wallet, and here you can see the balance of our MetaMask wallet.
As you see, it's just great, and of course we will support more and more wallets in the nearest future. Also, we finally found two great teams of testers. One of them will help us finishing the testing of Agoras Live platform. We are in process of negotiation with them. So that's pretty much it for this month. Looking forward for the next months to work with the testing team on the Agoras Live platform. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you very much, Andre. I'll pass it over to Umar for his update for the month.
Hi, everyone. So this month we have been looking into how to make use of the earlier parser functionality that we built. And one of the important requirement and use case is to convert the parse tree out of that parser into TML facts. So that was initially achieved in the beginning of the month, and then we were able to represent those facts and visualize them in different formats. And these are helpful for developers for debugging purpose and for better understanding by the user. So for now, any given grammar input, any type of context-free grammar, you can parse it, and you can parse it with the TML, and you can convert the parse graph into TML facts for later processing. So some of the tests were built, some fixes were done to some fixes were done to make things work. And other important aspect was how we improve the speed to construct the forest or to extract the graph out of the during the parsing or after the processing. So there we actually made some optimization better code changes that actually enabled faster retrieval of the forest. So overall, the impact is now you can process any context-free grammar with the TML and can extract its sparse graph, and that will enable high-level TML transformations within the TML world. Yeah. Thank you.
Last but not least, I will pass it to Ohad. Ohad, please take the mic.
So in the last month, for the progress related to our main research task, which is to enhance our logic to speak about programs. So there was some progress by Professor Franconi, who tries to enhance Boolean algebra with modal operators. And on my front, I got to understand much more how our Boolean algebras of interest can be encoded in monadic second order logic. And on another front, I also had some progress in infinite systems of Boolean equations, which can be used for the same cause. And that's all.
All right, thank you very much, Ohad, and thank you to the team for your updates for the month, and thank you to you for watching this video. Please subscribe for a chance to win some Tau merch that will be available, I believe, around March. Website coming around Feb, and yeah, get involved on our community channels. That's Twitter, Reddit, Facebook. There's a new Facebook page actually, because we just moved from a Facebook group to a page. So the Facebook page members are looking low, so please fill that up. And LinkedIn, everything that you like to use, we will be there, so jump on that, including Discord, and we will see you in the community channels and mostly on Telegram. Cheers. Thank you.